extraordinary thing happened this week. And I didn't note it. I want to note it now. SpaceX, the company that is run by Elon Musk, launched a large rocket, a booster rocket, with a satellite on top of it. And then, after the launch was done and the satellite had left, the booster rocket began to return to Earth, and Musk caught it. The great space arms reached out and grabbed the rocket. So we have a reusable large rocket. Never been done before in my wildest dreams. I'm 68 years old. I would never have thought it was possible. It is an extraordinary scientific and engineering achievement. So extraordinary that on Monday night, we had a group of friends over for dinner as we're getting ready to leave Maine. And we kept just showing the video. And one of the fellas, Two Speeds Tony, commercial real estate, is a mechanical engineer. And he just marveled at this. We all marveled at it. It's an extraordinary thing. SpaceX is an extraordinary thing. Elon Musk, who I do not know and have not met. I've been lucky enough to sit down at a table with Mark Zuckerberg and Peter Thiel and a few other people from that world. It's not my world. I am far from being scientific. But I am, for the benefit of new listeners, a very good lawyer. For the period 1989 to 2016, I practiced land use law in California. I represented landowners. And I would win. All right, there were a half dozen of us who were really good at this. I thought I was the best, but Rob Thornton at Nossaman and Lindell Marsh and my young colleague Andrew Hartzell, who's not young anymore, we were the best. And I was the most aggressive. I would go anywhere and take on any environmental group because I believe in the Fifth Amendment. I'm driven by the passion of the constitutional rights that I believe are impinged upon by local governments. And it's, by the way, why we have a housing shortage. But I would not go to the Coastal Commission. I wouldn't go there because it's basically a Marxist organization run by Javert. It is run by commissars, though they call themselves commissioners. 12 people who are a law unto themselves under the California Coastal Act of 1972, which was passed by initiative. They guard the 1,000 miles of California coastline. That's what they'll tell you. What they are an overweening group of bureaucratic pirates. So last week, I missed this story until this morning. Last week, the Coastal Commission rejected the plan of SpaceX for more launches from the Federal Air Force Base, Vandenberg, out there. They were rejected. And you know why they were rejected? The commissioners told us why. Let's listen to Commissioner Megan Harmon, cut number 32.
Right now, Elon Musk is hopping about the country, spewing and tweeting political falsehoods and attacking FEMA while claiming his desire to help the hurricane victims.
All right, what does that have to do with SpaceX and launches? Nothing. Let's listen to Justin Cummings, California Coastal Commission.
I appreciate the apolitical nature under which you all work, but I do share some concern from the Commissioner Wilson brought up because of the fact that, last year we did see, the owner of Starlink shut down Starlink when one of our allies was going to attack one of our adversaries.
That's not true, by the way. He's not a commissioner. He's just testifying. So left-wing radicals go out and testify to the California Commission all the time. But Len, this is a commissioner, Mike Wilson, cut number 31.
We are talking about SpaceX in this, and I will say, and I just want to put it out there, as a person in this process, in as was mentioned earlier today, we're an appointed body. There's the politics and policy and science. They mix in these spaces. It's real. This company is owned by the richest person in the world with direct control over what could be the most extensive global communication system on the planet. And just last week, that person was speaking about political retribution on a national stage. and it was very glib. But yet he was standing next to a candidate that openly promotes and is working to normalize that language, and we have to push back against that.
All right, so Mike Wilson is a never Trumper, and he is a commissioner, and he is blissfully unaware that he is doing exactly what he accuses Elon Musk of doing, politicizing things, when he is not supposed to do that. But let's go finally to the chair of the California Coastal Commission, Carol Hart, cut number 34.
But here we're dealing with a company that is the head of which has aggressively injected himself into the presidential race and made it clear what his point of view is. My understanding was that they would be here today on Zoom. I am very concerned that even after meeting with me, expressing my feelings.
Chair.
Yes?
Sorry to interrupt. They did participate on Zoom today.
It's not the other.
So she's not even aware of what's going on. Look, this is a ridiculous clown car. No one ought to practice before them. But here is what I hope Elon Musk does. What those commissioners did, not the witness can blather on incorrectly about what Starlink did for Ukraine and didn't do for Ukraine. They can blather on endlessly. Commissioners may not, under the color of state law, violate the civil rights of another American. They are vested with state authority by virtue of their appointment to the California Coastal Commission. When they act against Elon Musk on the basis of his political activity and, most importantly, his political speech, and not only did they do so, we have the receipts. Elon Musk can sue them under 42 U.S.C. 1983. 1983 actions are very common. Very, very common. They are for individual damages. The individuals who acted against Elon Musk on the California Coastal Commission may be able to get the state to pay their defenses, but they can't get the state to pay their judgment. Because the judgment is against the individual for individually violating an other individual's civil rights. And Elon Musk ought to gather up the best trial lawyers in California. I'm not a trial lawyer, I'm a land use lawyer. I would not practice before the California Coastal Commission because they're nuts. I mean, they are really crazy. My left-wing brother-in-law, and I love him, he's a liberal, he worked for years for the Port of San Diego. They worked for years to develop a hotel to help the city of San Diego generate downtown business for years. And they worked with the Coastal Commission. They took it out there. And then the Coastal Commission was feeling, a little bit churlish that day. They turned it down because there wasn't enough green grass in front of the hotel. That's the kind of horror story you heard. And I just told my clients, look, I'll take on anything. Delhi Sands flower-loving fly, which is a particularly difficult endangered species. You want to go after the spotted owl, I'm happy. Any kind of San Diego, there's like Stevens kangaroo rat. There are a bunch of different kangaroo rats. You want to deal with the California gnatcatcher, I'm your man. I did that for almost 30 years. And I was good at it. I won. I know the law. I am not intimidated by biologists and bureaucrats of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service or the Army Corps of Engineers or EPA. I won. I wouldn't go near the Coastal Commission because it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. And this is the most insane. SpaceX is our future. SpaceX is everything that America is and embodies. SpaceX is doing things that I grew up wondering at in 3rd and 4th grade when they would send the Apollo astronauts into space and you would always hold your breath with the rocket blow up because we remember that. And now Elon Musk is catching rockets. And meanwhile, we've got 12 commissioners who, if they were on Jeopardy, wouldn't win $100. They'd all be in negative. 12 commissioners telling Elon Musk. They could no more understand Elon Musk than I could understand a Mandarin Chinese-speaking bureaucrat from a remote province. They are from different worlds. But if anybody knows Elon Musk, go and tell them. Sue every one of them in their individual capacity. Don't sue the commission, sue the commissioners for violating your civil rights. for taking into account your political activities and your speech and deciding that they don't want you to fly rockets from Vandenberg Air Force Base. It's a national security nightmare. It is a disaster for the California economy, for the workers and shareholders in Star X. It's not a disaster for Elon Musk. He can't hurt a billionaire. But it hurts the country because we have commissars and not commissioners on the California Coastal Commission, and this kind of nonsense has to end. I'm Hugh.